Let's take a look at this problem. We have a bowl of jelly beans plus 5 equals 125. I want you to understand in this video, how do we use variables and how are they connected to real life? So the quantity, how many jelly beans are in the bowl, is unknown. So that's what we're going to try and figure out, how many jelly beans are in the bowl. I want you to pause the video here and try and figure out on your own. I bet you anything that would be quick. So if you said 120, you would be right. Well, think about it. How did you get to that answer? How did you find out it is 120? Let's think about it from the algebraic point of view. So if I had to write this equation, I would have written it like x plus 5. I'm using x, which will be a quantity that I don't know. Basically, the variables could be any lowercase letters that will represent a real live situation quantity. So in here, I'm going to say x is the bowl of jelly beans. So we have this unknown quantity plus 5 equals 125. I bet you anything in your head you had subtracted 5 because before it was added. Now if I take away, I'll know how many jelly beans are in a bowl. And so from algebraic point of view, we're doing exactly the same thing. So we're going to basically subtract 5 from each side. And we're doing this from both sides because, well, we do have an equal sign in here, and we want to make sure that statement stays the same, true. So 5 minus 5 will equal 0. And then, so now we have here x equals 120. See how easy it was when I gave you a jelly bean, bowl of jelly bean instead of x, right? So here's where you connect this algebra to real life situation and have a visual of what does x mean? What does this variable mean? I'm going to give you another example. It is more complex. Let's take a look. In this example, we have 2 balls of jelly beans, but as you can see, they're exactly the same. So we're saying there are 2 same quantities in here. This is very important because we're saying 2 of the same quantities of jelly beans are here, and then we're going to subtract 5. Now we have 135. I want you to pause the video here and try to figure out in your head, what would this be? What would be your answer? And keep that answer in your head. So let's take a look, and I can rewrite this as an equation. So let's take a look. We have x plus x. It's the same quantity in each ball. And then minus 5 equals 135. Okay, so from here, let's take a look. What would we do? So we know that to solve problems with variables, we need to do inverse operation in order to isolate our variables. But before we do that, we really need to simplify the equation. That would mean sometimes combining like terms, distributing, or if there's any operation that needs to be done before we start inverse operations. Okay, so in here we do have 2 x's. So let's go ahead and add that together. So x plus x will equal 2x. Then let's go ahead and rewrite everything else the same. So now that we subtracted 5, maybe we have given it away or eaten it, I don't know. Let's go ahead and do the inverse of subtraction, which will be addition. So we're going to add 5 to both sides. Again, we're doing this to both sides because we want to make sure that an equal sign stays true. Okay, so here we have 2x, and then 5 minus 5 equals 0 equals 135 plus 5 equals 140. Now, in your head, if you knew that we have 2 identical quantities of bowl of jelly beans, and you ended up with 140, almost immediately you're going to think, okay, well, if I have 2, then I'm going to divide by 2. And that's exactly what's in here. We're just going to divide by 2. And so our one ball will be 70. So each ball has 70 jelly beans in there, and that would be your final answer. Okay, so hopefully this helped you connect real life situations to this algebraic way of solving equations with variables inside. And hopefully you understand, what does it mean when we have a variable? It's usually a quantity that we don't know, a number that we don't know, and we would like to find out what it is given other information like totals or so on and so forth. Okay, so if this video helped you, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to Teaching Math, and remember, learning math takes patience, practice, and perseverance. See you on the next one.